Hello everyone. So in previous article we learned the speed and velocity. Now let's see the different types of speed and velocity. The different types both are categorized into two types, that is instantaneous speed and average speed. Also velocity is also categorized as instantaneous velocity and average velocity. So first thing, what do you learn, that is about the what do you mean by instantaneous. Instantaneous, as the name itself implies, that at particular unit of time, what is the speed of my car. Suppose you are going to move through a car at a 10 o'clock sharp, and after some 2 minutes you have just noted the speed of your car on the speedometer. That is where the speed of car denoted 60 kilometer per 60. Okay, so after 2 seconds it goes, might be change, it go for 80 or sometime it goes 40 also. So the speed of that car is not going to uniform, it continuously changing. So at a particular unit of time, what is the speed of that your object is called the instantaneous speed. Are you getting? That is called as the instantaneous speed. And the average speed is nothing but what? The total distance upon total time. In this topic, whatever we are going to discuss, whatever we are going to learn, this all thing is about the average speed. So whatever we are talking, it all about the average speed. Regarding with this instantaneous speed, instantaneous velocity, that will be the part in class 11th and 12th. So right now we talking about just only average speed. Here the name, the formula is itself total distance covered by total time. That is simply what I can say, that if I cover 60 kilometer within the 2 hours, simply the distance between two cities, so that is I use as a kilometer, 60 kilometer within 2 hours. So now what is the average speed? I am just calculating the speed, means I am going to calculate average speed, that is 60 divided by 2, that is 30 kilometer per hour. So now what do you mean by that? The overall average, it means what? That I just make a journey of 30 kilometer within 1 hour. So is it possible that for every second the speed is 30 is a constant? No, it going to varies. But generally what we calculate as its average speed. See the one more example. As in your exam, we got the percentage, that is 90. Suppose person A got 90 percentage. So what is the meaning of that? Whether he got the 90 marks of each and every subject? No, it is an average. In some subject he got 92, in some subject it got 82. So these values are going to change, varies, but we take as an average. So in this topic, whatever we are discussing is all about the average. Similar in terms of speed and in terms of velocity also. So the average speed is what? Total distance upon total time. And in case of average velocity, it is nothing but the total displacement to the total time, simply. Okay, now further what that velocity is also we can categorize as earlier initial velocity and final velocity. So that is initial velocity indicated with the variable u and final velocity indicated as a v. It means what? That initially my car is starting with the speed of 20 km per hour, but after some time the velocity is going to change, it goes 60, 80, might be something change. Okay, so the initial is what? 20, then final it becomes 60 or 80. So that is initial and final velocity. Okay, now the next, see that. Now let's see how the mathematically I am going to show that average velocity and average speed is going to different. So for that, take one example here. An athlete is running on a circular track. He runs a distance of 400 meter in 25 seconds. Before returning to his original position, what is his average speed and average velocity? So simply one athlete who has completed one track of 400 meter in 25 seconds. So a numerical problem is given here. So I mentioned given quantity, the distance they have given, total distance 400 meter, the time required to complete 25 seconds. So I mentioned over here the displacement here mentioned as a 0. Why the displacement gets 0? It is a circular track, and as we know that in case of circular track the initial and final point is same. In that case displacement is always 0. So simply by put the formula, average speed is equal to total distance upon total time, 400 upon 25, that is nothing but the 60 meter per second average speed. And in terms of average velocity, the displacement is 0 by 25, that is nothing but the 0. So simply here with the help of that example I differentiate that speed and velocity are different quantity mathematically. Now let's take one more example. When the magnitude of velocity is equal to the speed. In previous example we have seen that the speed and velocity are going to differ mathematically, but at the same time at one particular case the speed and velocity also becomes equal. So when it possible? When a body moves without change a direction of motion, when the body does not change the direction, in that case only the magnitude. What do you mean by magnitude? Magnitude is nothing but the value. Okay, so here the distance AB has a given 60 kilometer, time to reach from A to B is 2 hours, again same. So in that case speed is what? Distance that is given 60 kilometer divided by 2, 30 kilometer per hour. Velocity is nothing but also displacement upon time. It moves from A to B, it does not return back. So it is a simple a linear motion, straight motion without change the direction of motion. So in that case only the speed and velocity both are equal. Okay, now then when velocity is going to change, see my point is what are the different ways in which the velocity of body can be changed. So there are the answer is what? In 3 different ways we can change the velocity of a body. First thing is what? Changing its speed, keeping the direction of motion same. See the first scenario, first case, when the velocity is going to change. Changing the speed, keeping the direction of motion same. The example I have mentioned here, body falls under the gravity. Now body falls under the gravity, it means what? Whenever any object falls toward the earth, what happens? It changing its speed. Initially speed it might be a low, then once it comes to downward to the earth, its speed is going to change, speed is going to increases, but direction remains same, toward the earth. So here direction does not get changed, only the speed is going to change. In that case, whenever this speed is going to change, it means what? Velocity is going to change. Means earlier suppose the speed of my object is at a rest, initially it is at rest 0. That is, take simple example, apple fall from tree. Whenever the apple is on the tree, it's at initial position, it's at rest, so its initial velocity is 0. But whenever it comes toward the earth, its velocity change. Getting? But it goes only one single direction, that is toward the earth. So in that case the velocity is going to change. Second condition, changing the direction of motion, keeping the speed constant. Now it occur in case of circular motion, especially uniform circular motion, that is called as UCM. It possible whenever the object travel in circular motion with constant speed, the speed remains constant, 30 km per hour, 30 km per hour, speed is same, but the direction is going to change in circular motion. How it is going to change the direction? Because the 4 points in 4 direction, getting 4 different points, one time it goes toward the north, one times toward the south, east, west. At that time the direction is going to change. In that case also the velocity is going to change. The last one, changing both speed and direction. When it is possible, whenever the speed is also changed and direction is also changed. When it is possible? It is possible in projected motion. Now what do you mean by projected motion? Suppose take one football on the ground and you just kick that football. What you have noticed, that the football goes in the air and after some time it grounded. After some time it grounded a far distance from you. So here what happened? It goes from upward direction, okay, and then stop down to on the ground. So here both x-axis and y-axis, both, earlier the speed is going to, whenever it goes up the speed is changed, and it goes down the direction also change, goes up and then down. Are you getting? In that case both speed and direction also change. So that is a projected motion. In that the velocity of body is also going to change. Okay, thank you.